Yeah. It came back on quick.
All right. Well, like Jalendo says, we just can't win, man.
Yeah, there was actually some stuff ready to go flying.
I'm hearing.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, the echo you're hearing, I'm going to lower this down now, so we should be good.
Okay.
So, matter of fact, there we go. Go on.
Yeah, because you're on Facebook.
I'm just watching. I was just seeing it live, but we're good.
Okay. All right.
Well, that.
Okay, so now we got to do good stuff. Now you gotta keep me on track.
Yeah.
And I'll tell good stories or whatever, and give the people a good job for putting up with all this technological nonsense.
Oh, I'm telling you, gosh, man. But well, even though we're doing it on your wall, I have to welcome you.
Yeah, that's really weird. That
oh my God, Steve Grody goes, you have 30 seconds to entertain me. All right, we got 30 seconds.
Okay.
What are we gonna do? Or is it going to leave Steve? Steve Grody?
You know, if Steve Grody has ever entertained the concept of prearranged and free-arranged, or is that too esoteric a concept for him to have ever considered? What do you think?
Ooh.
Do you think he could handle that?
Steve, Steve, what say you?
Do you think that in his years of expertise and what have you, has he broken it down into coordination drills, combat drills, flow drills? And I got to tell you a funny story. Steve Grody is actually the first guy that I ever heard say, yeah, but can he flow? Now, he's not going to remember that, right? But because this was 37 years ago.
So Steve says, can you flow?
So I mean, I don't remember the particulars, but it was something about somebody or whatever, right? And Grody goes, yeah, but can he flow?
Steve, what do you have to say in regards to this, Steve? We are waiting commentary from you.
So, right.
We are well within the 30-second time limit that you gave us.
He probably logged off.
No, he's here.
He is.
We're going to have to wait. Yeah. Please explain more about free range.
Okay. So, all right. So take this, right? Take a simple.
Well, here, you know what? Let's just do a quick intro.
All right.
Hello, everybody. We were supposed to technically do this on my wall, but due to issues, we're on Seafood Dwight's wall. However, though, welcome to episode 18. Thank you for coming on.
My pleasure, man.
This is our fourth time between Florida, you having me on, me having you on. Me interviewing you. I think people are going to start talking.
I think they will.
I think we're going to be having the rumor mill.
Yeah, I think they will.
So anyhow, let's get to Steve asked. Please explain more about the free arranged.
All right. So let's say that I had. Okay. So the whole I came up with I'm sure it's not my idea, but this is my expression of it. You know how everybody talks about pressure testing, right?
Correct.
And
that guy Burton Richardson says that.
Yeah, right. So everybody talks about pressure testing. So let's say that I have two absolute beginners.
Okay.
But I want to impress upon them the fact that pressure testing can occur at any level of your edification. I also want them to be introduced to the idea of learning to deal with what comes. So we're not going to teach you a kata. We're not going to teach you a set pattern. You see? Because that would be 100% prearranged, right?
Steve said if it's good, it's his idea.
Oh, that's no problem. That's no problem. I probably ripped him off a whole lot in the past 40 years, so that's fine, right? Okay, so dig this. So we tell them, I'm going to give you one prearranged simple drill. I want you to do this. Crash inward backhand. 1, 2. That's it. So I let them get used to that, right?
Okay.
You see? And then, so it's high inward, high backhand, high inward, high backhand. And then we go, okay, now we're going to pressure test it. So I hit high inward, and then maybe I come high backhand. But maybe I hit high inward, and then I drop low, and you have to follow me.
Ah, okay, okay.
You see? So now we went from purely prearranged. So here's purely prearranged. High, high, middle, middle, low, low. Right? So maybe I give that to them so they get the flow.
Okay.
Right? But then we go, okay, here now comes free arranged. So all you know is that I'm going to go like this first. But everything else, my second stroke can be any of those 6 that we have been doing. Okay. So we've been doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So all you know is that I'm going to go 1. And you're going to meet me on that 1.
Okay.
But then you have no idea where I'm going to go after, but you got to catch it.
I got you. Okay.
You see? So it's a simple thing because they are rank beginners. They just started out, but we don't want them we don't want an idea of complacency to set in. Got it. Just a simple thing like that. Now, this is because they are beginners. So they're still at the coordination level. They're still at basics level.
Okay.
Now, what if they've been around for 3 months or 6 months? Now we got to step it up. You see? So now, when I crash 1, the second stroke, I'm moving in. You see? I'm not staying back here at what we call at Unified Martial Art coordination distance.
Okay. Okay.
You see? Now I'm moving in. I should turn a light on or something. Give me a sec, because I'm already dark and I look darker.
Steve is saying yes, progressive choices.
All right, what did he say?
What's that?
He said, keep your social distance.
Yeah, okay.
Did you see? Okay. Oh,
Steve, I think we got that covered.
Yeah, right? Okay, so now, right? So here's how I train people to recognize I probably shouldn't say this. But here's how you know when people don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Okay? If I'm supposed to be attacking you.
Correct.
And our sticks meet here. See?
Okay.
That's a coordination drill.
Yes.
You see? Because our sticks are meeting out here between the two of us. You see?
Right.
Right?
Yep.
If I'm attacking you, my stick is supposed to land here, what we call in range and on target.
Okay.
You see? So even if I go slowly, right? Even if I'm going slowly for security's sake or whatever, my distance my range still has to be perfect. When I attack you, it's got to land in range and on target. If I fall short of the target, we're just doing coordination drills.
I got you.
Right? Plus, if I'm attacking you and I'm falling short of the target, what do people do? They run in to defend. Why would I run in to defend something that's going to miss me?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So these are the little things that a lot of people do not pay attention to because they have not broken down their material into what is coordination level, what is combat level, what is what I call flow level, which is the third stage. And then the fourth stage is freelance.
Freelance. Okay.
Right. Now I came up with that because when I joined the clan.
The clan.
Yeah.
So when you reference the clan, are you referring to the academy?
So yes, so the clan members when I joined were Inosano, Kent, Magda, Grody, Vunak, Bustillo.
That clan. Okay.
Yeah. Bailiff, Denny, Gay, Marcus.
That is a clan. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because those are all the guys that became my role models, my big brothers, and what have you. Every little thing that I saw these guys do, I was like, I got to get that. I got to get that.
Yeah, but
I got to get that.
They all got it from Steve.
Well, yes. Right? Yes. And yes, Kev, shout out to the Train with the Masters. Right? Yeah. So that's the idea behind freer range. And then of course you can because it's a principle, right? Now you can take that principle and you can apply it up the ladder at coordination stage, at combat stage, at flow stage, or then, I mean, where everything is freelance.
Choose your role models more carefully.
It's too late now, Grody.
Folks, just so you know, I'm interviewing Dwight. However, Steve is running a sideshow in the combat section.
Okay, I'm looking around to see where I put my water. Give me another sec. Give me one sec.
Sure. Steve, this will give you an opportunity to. Oh, good heavens! This is too funny.
Okay, I'm back. I'm good.
Okay. And so we're on the pre-range, the free range, up to free range. So then, and using inward and backhand as your example.
Right. Well, yeah, because we were taking a look at an elementary level exercise.
Okay.
So just 2 count and just inward backhand.
Gotcha.
Right. If we want to step it up, we go inward backhand. We make it a 3 count. So now 1 and 2 are prearranged. Right.
Okay.
3 is free arranged.
Okay.
So it really what it does, see, and I mean, I had the idea for a while, but I know that it is, I know that I'm onto something because it is similar to what Burton Richardson does in, I'm pretty sure he does it in the stick fighting as well, but I know that from what I've heard him say, it's very similar to what he does with empty hands training.
If you give me, I could tell you on his stick program, I could definitely tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his whole thing is, hi, Kevin, no worries. Kevin Porter said, sorry.
Oh, yeah, we were late too, Mr. Porter.
Yeah, yeah, very late. Where he basically, his whole thing is he starts with hand, then hand and head, hand and leg, and then all. So when you get to level 4, you're essentially doing all targeting.
Okay.
But he had, you know, he has the basically a 4-point blocking system. Your inward block, outward block here, and your inverted, you know, deflection. So, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't, you know, like you're doing, he doesn't get so crazy with drills, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause see, that's the thing. And like you and I have talked about before,
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that Inasano Kali is very JKD tinged.
Yeah.
You see? And so I mean, there was a time where every single drill that somebody would show you, you fall in love with it.
Mm.
But then the JKD mind kicks in and you go, no, that one's not absolutely necessary, right? And, you know, I've tried to pull it off and it doesn't work for me. So now that's something that you don't get too caught up in. Because sometimes, right? Sometimes as an instructor, you kind of don't want your students to discover something that they didn't get from you. There's like that little insecurity thing, right? you know?
What do you mean?
Right? You want to be their only source. You see? Because if they come to you and they go, Sifu, look, I saw this wonderful drill, right? And you go, oh, man.
Or you know what I say? I say, oh yeah, we're gonna eventually get to that. So you can always use that for a default system.
No, right? I do something that Inasano did to me once, right? Inasano goes, oh yeah, we stopped doing that back in the 70s.
Oh. Yeah, I couldn't use 70s. I would have to say 90s, but yeah.
Yeah, right. But seriously, that's the. I realized that, and even though we probably come at it from somewhat different directions, I think Bert and I are actually doing the same thing. I mean, because it's inevitable that you're going to end up doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's only so many ways you can move, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
It's just the packaging, I guess, so to speak. You know.
Yep. All right. What else did you have on the plate?
Okay. Well, that was good because I definitely wanted to cover that. Just before we leave that, I just want to make sure. So pre-range to free range, combat range. What's
okay? So think of it this way, right?
Okay.
There's a numbering system. Just about everybody's numbering system, this is always angle 1, the high inward, right? Yeah. But then there's systems where angle 2 is the high backhand.
Correct.
There are systems where this is 1 and then the middle backhand is 2. Correct. Then there are systems where this is 1 and the low backhand is 2. So what does that tell you? You see, 1 is a good place to start, but right after 1, everything else can change.
Okay.
You see? So now, if we are at combat level and we're training Abecedario stage 1 block and 1 hit, and I'm feeding you Cinco Terros.
Okay.
So now I get you used to defend the 1, defend the 2, defend the 3, defend the 4, defend the 5.
Okay.
All right. Now we start free range. You see?
Okay.
So defend the 1. Now everything after that changes.
It's okay.
Right?
Okay.
Now, the truth is, somebody who has been trained in the combat stage and has been trained in their offensive defensive, the only reason that there are different numbering systems for cinco teros or doce teros is because what are we trying to do? We're trying to cover all the degrees, right? In 300, well, not even in 360, right? Because it's really 0, 45, 90, 135, 180, right? 225, 270, 315, 360. That's right. We're not going 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way down. So we end up then. And I don't have to start with this one. It can just be right. Get ready. Here I come.
Yeah.
But let's say that I notice that the student's having a little bit of a confidence problem with it. So maybe we just go, okay, I'll always start you with this.
Right.
Right. But then you got to be ready for whatever else comes next.
After that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's another example of prearranged to start and then free arranged.
Okay. Okay. So then, all right. What who else does math that fast? That was
that's Kevin Porter.
That is correct.
Yes.
Not this guy. So then, all right. So no, that's good because I definitely wanted to get on that whole your whole cycle there and what you give as far as that method to your students.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Okay. You've been putting out, as of late, I've seen, I think it's 4 or 5 videos with regards, before I get to that.
Yeah.
Currently speaking, what are you doing, obviously with the current situation, what are you doing for the folks? Are you using Zoom?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of myself that I'm not a late adopter, that I was one of the pioneers in using Zoom, right, for martial art.
Steve was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. Whatever it is that I have thought of doing, Grody thought about it 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually think I think he came up with angle 1 and 2.
Hey, he probably invented Zoom as well.
So.
The only problem with Zoom is that I have no stock in them. I never, right? I didn't think of.
He just said he invented an electron.
There you go. Right. So.
I'm going to try to keep a straight face and do this interview.
Right. I'm so glad that we're doing this amongst friends, because otherwise they'd go, what the heck kind of serious martial artists are these two? Right. It's called cabin fever. That's what it is.
I know it's fun. Yes, Steve, keep going, please.
Yeah, it's called cabin fever. Yeah. So the stuff that we've been doing, right?
He wants royalty.
Okay, so
all right, Steve, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna figure out how to get your royalties, because there's probably in the 100,000s that owe him royalties for using angle 1 and 2.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna try to do what I did with you earlier today.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, with bringing up the okay.
Yeah. Right. So let's see if this will work. Hopefully it won't kick us off Zoom or anything. All right. Okay. All right. Can you see that?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. Here we go. Right. So,
oh, okay. I do see something now.
Okay. So watch this, right?
Hey, okay.
That's the file, right?
Okay.
These are
Your vids?
yeah, these are the that's the raw material. Right?
Oh, okay.
That's all the raw material.
So how does it work? I mean, you give them obviously the time you're going on, and you're able to see each individual and just smaller windows.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So just like we set up here, and we do a link, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's the raw stuff, and this is that's the final edit videos.
So how's it been going thus far with that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to. Okay, so because what happened was when the order came to close gyms,
correct, right?
Right. You know, we're literally across the street from the park. So I was like, okay, so we'll just go to the park.
I hear you, but I lost your pick.
Yeah. Well, do you still see me or?
No, I see. Nope, just a gray screen.
Hang on.
But I hear you perfect. Okay, there we go. We're good. Yep.
Okay, we're good. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to try that screen sharing thing again.
I know. Oh my God, I know. Well,
right. So yeah, so then they closed the park. So that was when I said, okay, so we'll just start doing stuff online. So we have not missed a training session, a Tuesday or Thursday training session. We never missed anything.
Oh, so you got it right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, good on you. Okay,
right.
Okay. So you getting pretty much full participation? Everybody?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're
That's
probably,
good.
we're probably at like 70%, right? You know,
I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah, you know, look, you do what you got to do, right?
No, I know, but I don't know about you. I don't know about your state and your circumstances, but we are definitely, because of New York,
right?
We possibly are looking at May. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, the guy up in Virginia. Sometimes I don't want this to descend into political commentary, but it seems sometimes as if every governor is trying to outdo the other, you know. So if one guy says, well, we're going to do it until then, another guy goes, oh yeah, we're going to do it until June.
Regardless of what.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock down my state until June. And you say that in March. I mean, good God, what the heck?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a little premature.
Yeah. I mean, because every day almost there is a new report on something that might help, you know, something that might change the timeline or whatever, and whatever, you know. That's why yesterday in the broadcast, I was like, so instead of wasting your time now, because more people are putting stuff out online because we're forced to.
More than ever, sure.
And then there are people who are sitting back and criticizing.
Well, they're not doing nothing.
And they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, they're not doing anything. So what is the point of that anyhow?
Yeah.
Right.
I have extreme empathy for school owners right now. You know, I hope.
Yeah.
Don't get wiped out by this. You know.
Well, I mean, the feds are doing, or say that they're doing everything that they can to ease the burden. So. Right. We'll see how it goes. All right. But the online stuff is it's been working out fairly well.
That's fantastic. And it was, so you run it like you would run the
Yeah. So the same way when we set these up, there's a link that you send.
Okay.
Right. So the latest thing in Zoom technology, because of course, because there's now increased usage, of course, the Grody community, the hackers, right? They right, they're jumping in. They're hacking people's, online classes, right? And jumping in and taking over the class. And so I'm teaching the class, and Grody jumps in and takes over my whole class and reveals to all my students that I stole all my stuff from him. Right?
And then when he then talks bad about you after.
Right, exactly. So I was reading an article today about certain steps that you can take to cut down on that.
Yeah.
Right, because they say the hackers have gone after Zoom.
Anytime somebody's they're gonna have those people are gonna come in and profit or try to exploit.
But you know what that is? That's double stick. On one of the videos, here's what I tell people, right? One of the coolest things about double stick is that it teaches you about the thing and the opposite of the thing.
Steve wants you to tell him more about hacking. So, all right. So on the Zoom thing there, just because I want to get into the vids you've been putting out recently. Do you run like what, hour and a half normal class time?
No, because that's the thing, right? I thought about that. I thought about that a lot, and I noticed that there are people who do that.
Okay.
But I think that those people, they're not. Look, Jeet Kune Do, Kali, are the arts of the thinking person.
Yeah.
But see, you know how in martial art now there's this trend towards fitness. Because everybody wants to be an MMA athlete, right?
Yeah.
So some people are trying to duplicate exactly what they would do in class.
Okay.
Online. I take a different approach.
Oh, let's hear it.
Here's stuff. Now, you got nowhere to go. You got ample opportunity to work this stuff.
Sure.
You see, rather than me going, okay, all right, everybody ready? Jumping jacks, go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Right? So now, remember back in the days of VHS video when you had the step aerobics girls, right? And so right, and so you would work along with them. Don't get me wrong. That is probably $1 billion industry. Right, fitness, gender, and whatever. So of course, we could gravitate towards that. So I set up the camera, and you work along with me. Yes, of course,
okay.
That, right? But then, where's the incentive to go cultivate on your own? You see, if you know, right, if you know, I just got to wait for class.
Yes.
We'll do the regular 90-minute class. As opposed to, okay, we got 40 minutes and I'm going to get some material that I have to work on between now and next class.
Oh, okay.
You see, because I've always been interested in inspiring students to do the work, not just work out. Not follow along, because that's not what JKD is about. JKD has never been about here's the fixed plan, the fixed curriculum, the fixed pattern. You just have to follow along and you're good. That's never been.
Yeah.
You see, it's about here are some principles, here are some strategies, here are some ideas, right? Now, when you come to class, under my expert direction and under my observation, I help you with those things. But you're supposed to cultivate them away from class as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You see?
And I'm guessing not many do that, as a religious practice, so to speak.
I don't know, but I make it.
Yeah.
I
I mean, good on you for what you're trying to instill in them. I think it's fantastic.
Well,
I think
it's a pseudo religion. It's a movement. It's a mentality.
Yeah.
It's an outlook. It's a philosophy, right? It's not just workout. You see, because that stuff. Look, because there comes a time where you might not be able to stress the physical anymore.
Yeah.
So what do you have now?
Yeah, right. If you're, God forbid, significant injuries or what have you.
Yeah. What do you have now? Right. But even so, no matter what stage you're at, no matter what level you're at, there are certain aspects, because it is a physical art. There's no two ways about it.
Sure.
Right. Okay. But there are certain things. So in the videos that I've been putting out, if you watch, I think the very first, I'm pretty sure it's the first one, because I think it's the introduction to or it's probably something like Intro to UMA, Philosophy of Double Stick, or whatever. Probably something.
Actually, I got it right. Yeah, that was, well, this is what I have, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I have the intro.
Right.
Cob, open 4 to 6, close 4, open and close 6, and then 64.
Okay.
I kind of abbreviated.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's probably on video number 1 where I'm talking about, you don't want to be like my student Robert said earlier in the comments, you don't want to be doing the sticks, right? Because people who do the sticks, these are the people who stand like this and go like that, right? Okay, fine. Just don't tell me, don't see me at the coffee shop and go, oh yeah, you're the stick guy, right? Oh yeah, I do the sticks too. You don't qualify to talk to me. You do the sticks. I am a practitioner of the art of Filipino Kali.
Yeah. You just do the sticks.
Yeah, you do the sticks, right? Because here's what it is, right?
Steve said, ouch.
Yeah, because here's the deal. You needed to expand your little Taekwondo curriculum.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going. I'm seeing.
So because there's a plethora of double stick material out there on the YouTube, you can go adopt some stuff and practice it with your black belts, and then bring it into your school as black belt club curriculum.
Yeah, like there was, what was that brand? I don't know if they're still around. Oh my goodness, but there was a chain of schools, and it's called, I think it was Progressive something. But they were starting to tap into like MMA and all that, and they started implementing the Screama, but there was no contact. But it was like progressive. Again, I don't know if they're still, but they were attached to like some of the bigger schools.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Really, you do?
Yeah.
Are they still around?
And I'm pretty sure they are, because they're a pretty successful licensing or franchising outfit.
No, this wasn't a small gig. Yeah.
No. You have the first 2 letters correct. PR.
Okay.
But it's not Progressive.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I know. All right. So.
Yeah, I'll give you a clue. They were the first. PR, the first. Look him up. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
okay, okay,
Look,
okay.
Because here's the thing, right? Business is business, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so if and here's the thing. Since Bruce Lee, right? Since Bruce Lee, who has created a trend?
Since Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Who's created a trend and people started to follow that trend? Nobody's created a trend. You see? Now, there was a movement. There was definitely a movement towards Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Sin duda, right? There was a movement towards that. So you could call that a trend, I guess. But Bruce Lee created a trend because Bruce Lee came along and affected people's way of thinking, people's way of approaching what they were doing. And what they were doing. What?
Steve.
I'm sorry. Since Bruce Lee, there's only been one trendsetter.
And we are so fortunate to have him.
We are.
I mean, you know, how lucky are we?
I know that he blesses us and graces us, right, with his presence on our little, you know, on our little.
Hey, you know what? If anything else, this will be the absolute funniest episode.
It's because we couldn't get it right. You know, we couldn't get the freaking technology to work it out, right?
God,
yeah. Know? So okay. So back to the stuff that I've been putting out. So here's what actually happened, right? Glenn, who's like my number two.
Okay.
Glenn, when the new people would come in, Glenn would tell them, if you're confused by the double stick stuff, go to the YouTube and Sifu has a double stick video that whatever. But it was actually something that I shot for somebody else, right? He had asked me to help him out with a thing. So I had done this, and so it wasn't my video on my channel or anything, right?
Okay.
So then so then for whatever reason, it's not on the YouTube anymore.
Okay.
So Glenn said, well, we got to get something there that I can send people to. So that's how we ended up doing. And at first it was supposed to be a replacement of this video, which was probably about, 5-6 minutes long.
Oh, so the objective was
it was to replace that. Yeah.
Something lost.
So, so it was something that I would crank out in 10 minutes and we'd be done. Okay. But that's not how Glenn and I roll.
Oh, okay.
Right? So because I realized, you know what? People got to stay at home and do Carenza.
Mm.
So I said, let's just start shooting material, man. So now.
Oh, okay. So you had the intro first?
Yeah. So then I turned it into, so there are 12, no, in the final, okay, I have 12 final edit videos done.
12?
And there's 12. And I think I've only put up.
I got 5.
Yeah, I think I've only put up 7.
On the double stick?
Yeah, I think I've only put up 7 so far.
Maybe I missed 2. Okay.
Yeah, but in the raw, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 9, 6, 9. There are 15 in all. So there's about 2 or 3 more. Yeah, there's about 2 or 3 more that I still have
that you have to do.
Yeah,
okay.
I got to convert and edit and what have you. And then, as soon as those are done, there are, let's see, because I put up some photographs from these earlier today. When those are done, there are 1, 2. There are 19 kickboxing or empty hands tutorials.
You have as well. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got like 20. I got like 26 more videos to put out over the next. So I'll be done by the time this nonsense is done.
Gosh, Bob Lander says Carenza and Steve Golden. I don't know if that will mean anything to you.
Oh, I think he thinks the Steve we're talking about is Steve Golden.
Oh, sorry, Bob. No, Steve Grody.
No, really? Bob Landers, how dare you?
I mean, yeah. Bob. I'm like, I know we haven't met, but I'm sorry. No, Steve Grody. So, all right, just before because there are a couple things I have. Like, there's some terms as far as the levels that how you identify them I never heard before. Okay. And obviously, I've heard of heaven, earth, and all that, but there were some other. Which maybe I did or I just don't recall, but I found it interesting. But let's get into before we get into the 64 and all that, what's your goal of the videos? Like, what were you trying to instill? Not maybe just your students, but generally speaking, what's the objective?
Right. So here's the thing. Initially, they were put out for the students to replace the stuff that
I lost. Okay.
Right. But then I realized, well, no, if we're going to do it, it'll help everybody.
Sure.
So for a lot of people, right, they'd be like, why is he doing all this basic stuff? That's because it's progressive for my students.
Gotcha.
You see, but then as we go along, there'll be other stuff, right? So but ultimately, one of the goals is give people material to train. Now, so like you just said, everybody knows Heaven 6. Everybody knows Heaven and Earth 6. Everybody knows Earth 6. Right?
I think it's fair to say.
Is that all there is?
No, but and obviously you made a point of definitely in your videos establishing that.
Yes. You see, there's at least 5 more patterns.
Okay.
But that's not really true.
All right, let's hear it.
There's really 24 more.
All right. Hit it. All right. Break it down.
Right? Okay. No. I'm not gonna. No. If you want that stuff, you gotta get.
Uh-oh.
You gotta get to. Yeah. You gotta get. Well, you can get it, but I'm not gonna. Right.
No.
I will tell you this. Right. I'll tell you this. Now, he may not ever have put it out there. But did I say 24?
You did.
No, 27, right? He may not ever put it out there, but this is all Grody material.
Steve's been holding back on me?
Yes, he has.
I mean, our chats on Skype, and he actually has not divulged this?
Yep, this is all, because remember, right? Remember, Grody trained, I hope this is not a bad joke. Grody taught. No, I'm not gonna say it. It might not come off as a good joke. I was gonna say that the roles were reversed between Sulite and Grody, but it might not be a good joke. I don't know. Yeah, right. But I'll just tell you this: my coming up with the 27, is based. I got the root of that through Sulite.
Of the 27th, now being a Lameko, this is interesting. So you got through, in the discussion with him or seminar setting?
Seminar setting, many years ago. I can't even remember when, in Sarasota.
Huh.
Yeah.
He was at Sarasota. Like, so are you talking like what, late 80s or?
Oh man, I don't even know. Um,
Well, around that time, I mean, like,
if I know, I saw the notes for it. I saw them somewhere recently.
hey, the permutations are Steve Grody, the 256, which you at one time with me referenced.
64 6-count basics and 256 if we rebound the first strike, but we can look at heaven 600. And Bob Landers, okay, Bob Landers did, let's see, 30, 31, 20, 360, 720. No, Bob, your multiplication's off. Do you know what Grody means by if we rebound the first strike?
I don't. You think you would be kind enough to answer this? If we ask him nicely?
I mean, is he saying like if I hit and then pull back and then hit again? Is that what he means by rebound?
Steve, are you meaning? I'm almost wondering if he's meaning. No, it can't be doublet. No. That's broken the full. I'm not honestly sure.
Okay, because you know what he means by the 64 6-count basics, right?
I think so, but I certainly wouldn't mind hearing.
Okay, so this is how you. So okay, so this is the 8, right? This is the 8. Okay. High, high, high.
Okay.
High, high, low.
Okay.
High, low, high.
Got it.
High, low, low.
Okay.
Low, low, low. Low, high, low, low, high.
Yeah.
Low, high, low.
Right.
Low, high, high.
Okay.
That's the 8.
That's your okay.
So okay. Here's how you stay at just 8. I go high, high, high from the right side and high, high, high from the left side.
I got it.
So whatever I do on the right, I repeat the identical pattern on the left. Sure. That's how you stay at 8 patterns.
Okay. Okay.
You see?
All right.
But if you go 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8. Then you go 2 to 1, 2 to 2, 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 2 to 5, 2 to 6, 2 to 7, 2 to 8. Then you go to 3, then you go to 4. That's how you get 64 basics.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So sounds like Steve is kicking in. I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce.
Oh, the ayahuasca. He can't possibly. Is he on an ayahuasca session now while we do this?
I don't know. He didn't reference that.
Or does he mean my ayahuasca session is kicking in? Because I never told him. I don't think I told him about my ayahuasca journey.
You must have.
I don't think so.
Or maybe you don't remember telling him?
Okay, he said.
No. Bob, all right, you might want to check Bob, Seafood Bob. He came out with another, see if his multiplication is correct.
30, 120, 360, 720. But 720 times 1, but it's not 720. There's 9 missing. It's 729.
729
yeah.
Possible.
The 64 expand into 729.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
so that, okay.
But,
so
but that 64.
Correct.
Okay. That is only if you are doing inward, backhand, backhand. All those 64 that I just detailed to you,
yes,
I'm just doing one pattern, inward, backhand, backhand. If we decide to do inward, backhand, inward,
yeah,
right, 6 count, it's completely different.
that's where the numbers get.
It's now 128.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah, it's now 128.
Okay. Okay.
You see? And here's the thing. That's for stuff that starts in the closed position.
In the closes. Okay.
Yeah. There's stuff that starts in the open position as well.
Open 4, open 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So that's why again, it is one of those, that's why Grody, who is the legend, you see? Because what he's tapping into here is the fact that Kali, like ayahuasca, is a mind expansion trip. That's what he's tapping in. That's what he is revealing. That's what he's revealing to the world at large. Thank you, Mr. Grody.
We just finally figured it out. So, and front chamber and top chamber?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So of course it's more than 8 basics. Of course it's more than 64. Of course, because now, even if you take the 8, right? Okay. You take the 8 and you have the student stand like this and you have them turn, right? And go 1, 2, 3. Oh, because that's what I put in the first video. Do not stand straight like this and do the sticks. That is not Kali. And as a matter of fact, like 2 or 3 days after we shot that first video, and I said to people, at a bare minimum, let's say you're not the youngest person in the world. At a bare minimum, what you want to do is to lower your elevation and adopt the half squat, the katin position. Because Kali is not done like this. Now, if you had asked me a week ago when I first shot that video, but Dwight, why do you say that? Why is that your approach? I would not have been able to give you an answer.
Really?
I would not. I got my answer. Okay. There was a post. Was it my post? It was something that Guy Chase.
Steve.
I'm sorry. It was something that Guy Chase got from Steve Grody. Right? It was something that Guy Chase said on Facebook the other day after he got permission to reveal it from Steve Grody.
Yes.
Right. And I think what the heck was it? I think it was I think Mark Stewart put out a question for Guy Chase about
on FMA discussion.
It was on your page. Yeah, that's where it was. It was on your page, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Right. The one was it? He asked about Largusa's involvement in Kuntao or something.
It was definitely Largusa, and there was a reference of Kuntao, correct?
Right. Yeah. Okay. And so when I was reading that, a guy said something about Largusa and that attitude, that physical attitude
of the lowering of the posture, the bending.
Yes. Okay. Right. That's where I got it from.
Ah, okay.
But that's not where now I'll show you. I've shown you this before. Oh shoot, where'd I put the stuff? It's under the thing. Right? Now, I've shown you this before.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you have.
Where is the date? March 1976.
76.
Okay. So this is 7 years and April, May, June, July, and 4 months before I met Inosano.
Oh, okay.
All right. Let me show you something. That position. You see that?
I do. Yes.
Somehow, that's what cemented itself in my head. Right?
Okay.
Even before. Looking like that. And also, I'll show you the other guy that I tried to move like. You see that? See how he looks?
Yes.
That's how I try to move.
Okay. Slightly.
Right? Now, what people don't know is that those two guys, Grody influenced. Okay?
Not the other way. Many think the other way around. We're here to clarify that.
Yeah, there's a look to it, I think. And you know,
I mean, you see, I mean, in all the Kuntao I see, I mean, they're not upright. I mean, their knees are bent, they're grounded. I mean, you know.
You see? So. So later on, that translated quite easily into the Penjak Silat. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Later on, very easily into the Penjak Silat. And so that is, you know, Guy Chase or Steve Grody would know the full details of that connection between the Kali, the Kuntao Silat, you know, and all that stuff. But to me, they're in there. But now here's the thing, right?
Okay.
Here's the thing. They might not appear to have it, but Wing Chun has it as well. Nobody in Wing Chun goes like this.
Yeah, right. Isn't upright.
Wing Chun, what do? They settle down like this.
Yeah, right.
Right? Okay. I remember Ted Lukai says it. Right? Ted Lukai says it. It's on. Do you have these?
No, I don't. Matter of fact, I'm going to have Mark Stewart on actually.
Okay.
And one of the topics is going to be
all right. That. But you want to hear something?
What's that?
Mark Stewart is not in any of these.
No?
He's too young.
Oh, so Mark.
Mark's not in it. No, Mark did shoot videos with Guru Ted a few years after these are, if I have the dates correct, these are 1982.
So Mark's participation was late.
These 80s? Might have been these might have been done 10 years before Mark came along.
Oh wow! Okay, so
I don't have his chronology down pat. But yeah, if I have, these were directed by a guy that I have been trying to get on forever, named David Hines.
Okay, him I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I mean he directed those, and so Guru Ted's assistants in the first three are Blaise Lung, Dustin Wen, and Barry Schreier.
Those some wow.
Yeah.
So this was so he wow. That's interesting. We just got it on the comments here. I'm trying to lost one. I got to scroll down. Oh boy, can you see them?
Yeah.
We just got to be. Steve says we got to be careful.
Right. Yeah. See, that's why earlier I didn't want to say the thing. You know. Yeah. All right.
But And then were the first Bob Landers, the Kai tapes were the first commercial JKD tapes. Okay, and this is interesting. Yeah, nice because stuff I didn't realize or know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have those things in storage on VHS, man.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because Guru Ted, if I remember correctly, he was one of the first to um, to open up a commercial JKD school.
News, wow, news.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Because Dan was always under the Kali kind of umbrella.
Well, I mean, so what I mean outside of Inasano, right?
Okay.
Inasano.
All right.
Guru Ted was one of the first to get a spot and start paying rent and doing whatever. There is there's a black belt. There's a black belt. I don't have that magazine here. What I do have, I'll show you another reason for. Did you ever see this?
What do you got?
Did you ever see this?
I don't know. I don't think I have.
Let's see. When is this? Does it say? Wait. Summer 1988.
80. Okay. No.
Where were you?
Yeah. 88. Yeah. Wandering around the campus somewhere.
All right. So 1988. So that's what? 32 years ago? Okay. So you know how everybody's big on the tire dummy?
Correct. No kidding.
Wait. Where the heck are we? Look at that.
And that was at the
Inasano Academy in Glencoe Avenue.
Wow.
1988. Okay? It's just like Guy Chase revealed. Remember in his post he said that the Heaven 6 and the Standard 6 and the Earth 6, that's like an Inasano creation because people couldn't get the 10 count or the 12 count or whatever.
So what he did, he
just broke it down.
Okay, this is new to me. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
If I understand what Guy Chase said, it's an Inasano innovation, right? In order to make it more palatable. Look, there's only one person I know who can do all those count drills flawlessly, which is why I hate him, but I love him to death. And that's Neil Colliff.
Can do them all? Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You wake him up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, Neil, Villabril 12. Let's say there's a Villabril 12 count. Villabril 12 count. And Neil can jump out of bed and go, whoa, 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 whoa. Right? Not me. Not me. I can only do if you take it past 8 count, I can only do the ones that I've made up. I can't do anybody else's.
Yeah. That's interesting. Wow. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But again, we were talking about earlier that sometimes people get lost in all the possibilities, right? But now, if you take Eric Paulson shoot wrestling training and you let it affect, you let an idea or a principle or a guideline affect everything else that you do, here's what happens. You don't get caught up in all the possible patterns. You look for the ones that are translatable into other aspects of what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
You see, because Eric Paulson, when he's teaching the grappling, talks about the high probability techniques, not the high possibility technique.
Yeah.
You see? Because who the heck knows? There's so many possibilities.
Yeah, right. You want to deal with...
You want to deal with the probabilities.
Yeah.
So for me, right? For me, inward, backhand is the ultimate. It is the thing. And so everything else, right? Everything else is based somewhat off of that. So I'll put it to you this way. This is something I got from Cass. The idea, and I talk about this on the videos, the idea of prefix, root, and suffix.
Okay.
You see? You know what I'm talking about?
No, matter of fact, I want you. My next question was going to be or statement.
All right. So watch this. So the root is inward, backhand, backhand.
Okay.
The prefix becomes downward figure eight. So it's inward, backhand, backhand. There's the root.
All right.
You see? So prefix 1, 2, 3, backhand, backhand. So that three is the first count of the 3-count root. Because okay, let me try not to go. Let me try not to go. Okay, the root is 6 count. Inward, backhand, backhand. Inward, backhand, backhand.
Okay.
Okay. So here's 1. Here's 2. The prefix of downward figure eight. 1, 2, 3. That 3 is number 1 of the 6-count basic. And then I repeat it on the left side. 1, 2, 3, backhand, backhand.
Got it. Okay.
Right? Now, that's prefix and root. I can change the prefix. I can keep the root the same. I can keep the prefix the same. I could change the root. Because the root is high, 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 high. I could make the root high, low, high, high, low, high.
High. Yeah.
You see? So now, right, there's something else. Now, I can add a suffix. I can go 1, 2, 3, backhand, backhand.
Okay.
You see? And then, although I can't think of a good suffix that I would end there, but it does make me think of something. I can't think of a good suffix for that one, right? But again, why are we talking about this? The ayahuasca is wearing off.
Yeah, I wish I could give you that answer how we went there. Oh, the reference. I think we got there because of the reference of Mark Stewart's post. I thought.
Okay, well, that was about the body positioning,
right? And then we kind of just took off into Guy Chase's response.
What's Jolendo saying? The 8.
Jolendo was saying, I believe these are the 8 that make up the 64. We do them on both sides. That's With you,
Yep. That's it. That's it. Now, the person who introduced me to that, and guess who was present in that video series? Steve Grody.
What? Oh, what?
This is on Vunak's stick fighting tape.
So, on Vunak's stick fighting tape, you were present?
Oh, no. Grody was present.
Oh,
that's how I told this stuff from Grody. Yeah,
that's one tape I have not seen. Paul Vunak's stick. That had to be what, Black Panther we're talking about?
Yeah, Panther Productions. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that too that's what, 84 or 85 or something.
Yeah, like I think I have the ones on. I'm sure everybody else on the planet, the trapping and the.
Oh, I actually counted, because at one time they were running. They ran ads in the magazines, and I counted. I think Vunak at one time had at least 27 videos out on the market.
Is that right? Wow. Yeah. It's funny because I only
prolific, man, prolific, and a lot of people, including me, right, owe a lot to Vunak.
It's funny you said that, because my teacher Chris Smith, who you had on, my teacher there, he, I think it might have been on around the time when you were about to interview him, and he said something so similar to you, is that the martial art community within the genre of Jake owes a lot to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And without a doubt. But I mean, and there are other people to whom I owe stuff. So Grody says that the whole suffix prefix concept.
Yeah, I was just reading that.
Is an Inasano thing, right? Of course it is.
Yeah.
But the person I got it from, right,
was
this one? Did I ever show you this one?
No. What's that?
This is November 1985. Where were you?
On the campus somewhere wandering around.
Okay. Well, not me. I was deep in the, as they say in platoon, I was deep in the
Oh.
I was deep in the Kali, man.
So you were 85. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Right. I'm sure I've shown you this before.
No. Yeah. This is definitely new.
No, you never saw this?
No, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow. So who was that?
This is an article. This is Cass's first article for a magazine.
No, definitely did not see that. No.
Yeah. So the subtitle is "Weapons Are Priority One," and so the picture itself, right? The picture itself, right? That picture is supposed to show that they're all doing the same thing. One's doing it with stick and dagger, the other one's doing it with elbow, and the other one's doing it with a single dagger.
Okay.
But everybody's doing an inward strike.
Right.
You see? Now, I don't know if this is true, and maybe Steve Grody can verify this, but years ago, I'm pretty sure it was Inside Kung Fu, they would have a monthly article where they would ask we just talked about him, and
who was it from?
Cass Magda.
Oh, okay.
All right. So they would have they'd have a bunch of different martial arts masters come in.
Okay.
And everybody would they would take photographs of everybody's response to some kind of an attack, right? So it's like, whatever. So I heard a story that when Inasano went to the shoot, right, the guy would do whatever he did, and I'll just make this up. So let's say Inasano goes like this.
Yeah.
Right? So then the guy changes his attack, and Inasano goes like this. The guy changes his attack a third time, and Inasano still goes like this, right? Because the guy kept attacking on angle one. But maybe it was a backhand. Yeah. Maybe it was a hook punch. Maybe it was a straight punch. But they all came into the same sector. So Inasano just kept doing the same thing. Now, I that's a story I remember. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's real, right? But it illustrates the point. It illustrates the Kali point of focusing on the angle of attack, focusing on the sector, right? Yeah. Rather than focusing on, is it his left hand? Is it his right hand? Is it whatever?
Yeah, right.
It's not about what he is putting out. It's about what is coming into you. So your idea is to defend that sector.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So how is that any different from my setting up like this and defending that sector? My setting up like this and defending that sector. My setting up and defending that sector. My setting up and defending that sector. Correct. That is angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4.
Yes. Okay.
Okay? That's what it is. right? Now, I train Kali. So I know how to go inward and I know how to go backhand.
Yeah.
Right? So if a Wing Chun guy comes along and shows me this, right, in his form or whatever, well, that's nothing but this converted, right? It's not a big deal. You see, because in Kali, I learned that is the same as that.
Right.
It's on the same line.
The same trajectory.
Yeah. Yes. Right? Because you're not caught up in the petty technique of it. You're caught up in the principle or the guideline, the governing principle of it.
Okay. Okay.
You see?
I do.
So now, right, if your strategy is to move yourself off the line when the attack comes straight at you, it can be anything. You see? So if the attack comes straight at me like this, I can move this way. I can move this way. Agreed? If it comes straight at me like this. If it comes overhead, right, guess what? I can still catch it over here or catch it over here. I have to have a different timing because it's descending. But it's still descending on that vertical line, which is the same vertical line as the straight thrust. You get what I'm saying? Right? Yep. So I don't have to go, now it's coming. And this is one of the most idiotic things that I ever heard people say about us, right? They train all that. They train all that different stuff. They're going to get confused, right? In other words, In other words, if you follow Dan Inosanto and you train Silat and you train Kali and you train JKD and you train Muay Thai and you train Wing Chun and you train this and you train that, if somebody attacks you, you're not going to know what to do because your mind is going to be confused with all these different techniques from all these different third world tribal arts. Hello, Bob Landers. Right? Right? Okay. But it's idiotic because since they have never spent in-depth time with with Magda, with Kent, with Vunak, with Grody, with Richardson, and I'm leaving out a whole bunch of names because I you'd be here all night. Because they have not spent in-depth time with these people, they don't understand. They think that it's collection of techniques. They think, it's a combination of styles. No. It's governing principles.
Regardless of where it's coming from.
It's governing principles. Everything has to be taken in and run through the Jeet Kune Do filter. You see? And then what comes out after that filtration system is economical, simple, direct, and efficient.
From the filter, yes.
Yes. You see?
No, I do. And I see the other point which you're referencing, where people outside looking in kind of conclusion like, they got all this stuff, and how do they get the
that's because they are outsiders. They're not JKD insiders.
Yes.
Right?
Outside. So you're saying, I'm just checking out a comment. You're saying insiders. Outsiders opposed to insiders.
Listen, a JKD insider has internalized the art.
Okay.
A JKD outsider is somebody who's not even in the art.
Okay.
But is also somebody who is a surface dweller. A surface dweller, right? And here's what surface dwellers do. Here's what they don't do. They never go deep. They live at a surface level.
Okay.
Right? Okay. How are they ever going to learn anything?
Yeah, right? Based on surface. Okay, I can appreciate
Cass got himself in trouble one time because Cass said that he had trained in all this stuff and that in Penjak Silat, right? Instead of going this way, he went this way in Pendrak Silat, or words to that effect. And people, you know, this is in the era before we had coined the term fake news. But everybody turned that into fake news. That Cass was saying that he didn't get anything from Innocent. It was just bogus crap.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. But why would they say that? They would say that because they don't know him. You see?
Correct. Yeah.
If they'd have spent any time with him, they would understand exactly what it was that he was saying.
Steve said he thought you said circus dweller at first.
Right? Right? But yeah, so look, so here's the thing, right? You see, I remember it was probably for him, it was probably just a throwaway statement, but it had a profound effect on me. And it was when Inosano said that you might take technique from one system, training method from a different system. You see?
Okay,
right?
I do.
And in doing that, come up with your own thing.
Your own method, right? Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see? Right? Well, that's a JKD principle because you're not being bound, right?
Yeah,
by any limitation. That is used in no way as way.
Well, yeah.
And that's where a lot of people, I mean, every time you and I get on the horn, this will probably come up. It's what people don't get.
Yeah.
You see, it's what they don't get about the Kali approach. And remember this, not all Filipino martial art is Jeet Kune Do influenced, as I call it, or Jeet Kune Do tinged. Ours is.
Yes.
You see, ours is, right? Because through Inosano, we were taught to go and search, to acquire the educated eye.
Okay.
You see? Now, that is an aspect of going deep.
Right.
Because the surface dweller, all the surface dweller wants to do is rehearse, right? Commit to memory to a certain, right? Rehearse, regurgitate, and move up a rank.
Right. Through memorization mostly.
But when you go, oh, so there's no rank? So how do I know if I'm getting good? Well, you know yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Right? See? So from the get-go, right? From the get-go, there's no rank. It is, you know, like Bert has said, Bastillo came by and said, okay, next week bring your gloves. You're in phase.
Yeah. Well,
right?
What do you say, like 40 to 9 or something? Yeah.
Right? Because now it's a thing where you got to be invested in yourself.
Sure.
You see?
Yeah. I mean,
there's not any external gratification, right? It's knowledge for the sake of knowledge. It's the knowing that becomes important, not the, you know, I'm able to say that you know, I hang out with this person, I'm from this lineage or whatever. You know, right? No, that's not it. And in my evolution, in my personal evolution, there was a point at which I gravitated and sunk so deeply into the Kali.
Yeah.
Right? That then all the JKD started to make sense. Like I found the no way as way, no limitation as limitation. I found that in the Kali. And then I was able to come out of it and go back and look, I'll tell you this. I probably told you this before. When I say JKD, I am talking about everything that has ever influenced me.
Oh, you're JKD.
right?
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. So I don't necessarily separate Kali from JKD. Now, that is sacrilegious, and that is not at all welcome in some circles. So I'll tell you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to have a discussion with somebody, like nobody's ever noticed this, but all those double stick drills that I put up on video,
yeah,
have you seen them on the I Love Jeet Kune Do page?
I know. I
No,
did not.
they're not there.
Yeah.
You see, they stay on Unified Martial Art. They stay on Dwight Woods' page. They stay on Unified Martial Art Academy. Now, I put them on Everything is Gung Fu because Johnny Williams allows me to do that.
Oh, okay.
You see, I submit them to Mark Stewart. But I, as an admin of I Love Jeet Kune Do, I will never put those on the Jeet Kune Do, the Jeet Kune Do page, because the people over there are expecting to see Bruce Lee related material.
Right.
So I'm not going to put my, let's call it for lack of a different expression, I'm not going to put my Dan Inosanto related material on the I Love Jeet Kune Do page.
I got you. Yeah.
Right? I won't do it because I understand the separation that people carry in their intellect. I get it. It's not a separation for me because everything is JKD for me. But when I say everything is JKD, I don't mean that Muay Thai is JKD. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that the everything that is JKD is the everything that comes about as a result of your dedicating yourself to the synthesis of what it is that you're doing.
Okay.
You see? That's what I mean by everything is JKD. I don't mean that Kempo Karate is JKD.
No. I get right. I thought it was,
You see?
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, sometimes you have to be clear. You have to be explicit with what it is. All right. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah. But hey, we are at, you know what? We are at an hour and a half.
What?
We've been at this an hour and a half.
Oh.
No, fine. No. It just took a life on its own. No worries. Yeah. I mean, it obviously, it's been going great, but we are coming up on 9 o'clock. Well, of course, we probably didn't get started till.
Yeah, we'll blame Be Live. Yeah, we probably didn't get
whatever. I mean, probably. I know. I don't think we got started. I know it had to be like around
7:15 or something.
No, like 7:20 or something. Yeah.
Right. So, well, I mean, all I have left is all I have left to do is I gotta eat some chicken, and drink some tea, and be in bed by 10:30 because I gotta work out in the morning. So what? Okay. So what else? What else did you have on the plate?
That was it.
Hey,
I mean, that was.
You remember I told you that I took the books over when we got preempted yesterday. This was one of the ones I took over.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, the modern.
Yeah, I took that and this one. You've seen that?
Okay. Yeah.
And then these. Have you seen these?
That one I'm not. What's the second one there?
No, volume 1 and volume 2.
Yes, I've seen definitely the one you just. Yes, that one.
Okay, but this is volume 1.
I don't recall seeing that.
Yeah. Well, see, so like I was telling you, right? See, Inosanto teaches you how to learn from almost from anyone, right? And how to learn from any situation. So I could get this book, and look at a sequence, right, of photographs, in this book and get something from the pictures that would translate into a drill for my students. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like you get. I mean, because you know the kids today, everything's on video.
No, I know. I mean,
Everything's on video for free.
yeah, I know.
Right?
How lucky. I
So
know.
they never had to buy a book and then
No,
look
or
at a book.
or research or
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
no.
So they don't have to, they don't have to go deep.
No, I know. I mean, with it, I mean, basically, like everything else, right at your fingertips, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I know. It's yeah, like hopefully, right. And they obviously they don't have compare and contrast, so it's not like they can. They don't know. I mean, they don't know any better, or what we as early students had to go through, or what have you. You know.
Yeah. I think though that I mean I don't know what's going to be one of the end results of this process that we're going through now, you know, where hopefully a lot of people are evaluating or maybe even
Yeah.
re-evaluating.
I
Right?
think what you're going to see, not so much like perhaps maybe not our schools, but schools that are large with a large kid population.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see a mainstay where they keep going with the vids and will continue to charge parents, particularly at a very low rate, but in case they didn't want to go that particular week or something, but they can catch the vid.
Okay. You want to hear something?
What's that?
Have you ever noticed what goes on in my little group?
No, go ahead.
This thing's always there.
Oh yes, matter of fact, every time I was there, you had the two.
Right?
You
Yeah.
had those two. Like that
Yeah.
was neat. Like they were right there, ready to go.
You know why? Because we're already doing that.
Yeah, no, right. I mean, so obviously you said
There's
no, but I
already
think I
there's
tell you,
already evolved so that
yeah,
if anybody wants to know what did you do in class,
yeah.
I've got the raw material that I can send to them.
No, and I think you're. But I mean, in my opinion, and again, I'm not. But I think this
Oh
you're gonna
wait,
see.
hang on a second. Hey, Carla, tell Mr. Coliff that I mentioned him in today's show. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I just think it's as a result of this. I think you're gonna see more of that become kind of like a
Yeah,
staple. You
yeah.
know?
I think everybody will have an
Yeah.
online component to
Yeah,
what.
whether they charge for it or whether it's a
Oh
resource
yeah,
or whatever, but I think you're going to see that becoming more of a mainstay and kind of what schools do,
mm-hmm.
But
What do you think? What do you think will happen to numbers?
I think, well, here's what I'm hearing, and again, just from a couple of school owners, is that by doing the ones who jumped on it quick, like you did, they automatically input. They're using Zoom. They automatically put that into effect and all that, and they're doing okay
Yeah,
and all that. Staying afloat and all that. However, if this drags out per se to like June or something, they're saying it could be trouble. Based on that because they're not getting. Again, these are just a couple of people I've spoken to, but they're not getting that full 100% of enrollment doing it.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, there's no way that this online thing is going to translate
no, yeah, full time. Like, hey, this, we're going to cross over, but I think what will happen, the ones that do survive and get through this, I think you'll see some of them putting a permanent implementing of that.
you heard anything about what how the BJJ schools are handling it?
Same thing. They're kind of, and again, I'm not. Don't call me this, but I know a couple are doing. They're kind of putting out libraries, maybe the stuff they had
Okay.
and all that. But if I had to guess, they got to be getting hit the hardest. I mean,
I'm
because
I'm wondering. I'm
You
like,
know, like I mean, I could be wrong, but it's one thing we could take a weapon and I mean, I could work non-tel every day. I don't have a problem with that.
right,
You know what I mean? Like I mean, there's stuff I'll do every day at work, but if you're a grappler,
right.
unless you got, well, I suppose if you had if you had the dummies, you know, like if you had, you know,
Yeah,
then I guess you'd be in good shape. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's why in the description of all the videos, I say that legend has it that Floro Villabril used to go up into the mountains and train by himself in preparation for his fights.
Yeah, heard similar.
So
Yeah, so there's definitely, I mean, in our world, I
yeah,
mean, there's an
yeah. So
absolute,
so
you know,
this is why Kali is such a valuable tool
yeah,
because the Carenza aspect of Kali is so important, right? So what
yeah,
does it teach you? It teaches you how to go within,
yeah,
you see? And then that the Kali that is inside you is expressed externally. So it is a self-development tool. And if the legend is true, it can be taken to an extreme where you don't even have to have a sparring partner.
mm,
Go up and visualize. And then the legend says when he came down, he was like, nobody could beat me.
yeah, yeah. I
He
mean,
had
and
already, right? He had already. So I mean, as Kevin Porter mentioned something about law of attraction. So I guess Flora Villabril was practicing law of attraction, right? way back in the 30s or something, you know.
yeah, as Lacosta told Dan, Kali is complete but never finished. Oh, that makes sense. I could,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that I could definitely
You look,
appreciate that.
I'll tell you something. When I was on with Felix Macias, right from the Oakland JKD group, and
Okay, that name sounds familiar. Okay.
if he said it or if it was something I came across in doing the research, right, to dialogue with him, but
Mm-hmm.
it's something about JKD having the tools to unlock other arts,
Yeah.
right? Well, see, that's the same as Kali being complete. That is even a sentiment that was expressed by this guy back in the day,
Let me
where
see.
where they talked about the art within your art or an
Yeah.
art within your art or whatever, right? So to me, Kali fully absorbed, right, which is never finished. Your
Mm-hmm.
absorption is never finished. But Kali fully absorbed unlocks the keys to a lot of other things. Why? Because it's based on motion.
Uh,
What do all martial arts have in common? You gotta understand the motion,
Motion. Yeah. Yeah.
right? So if it's about body motion and hand motion with or without a weapon, you're going to, I believe, you're able to take that understanding and use it to help you to understand other things.
No. Yeah. No, I can appreciate that. Yeah.
You see, that's my take.
No. No. I think
If
like.
anyone would ask me, that's what I would tell them.
Yeah. No. I mean like. I'm just reading some of the latest comments here. How strong's your imagination, Kevin Porter? Actually, I was going for line of attack, but hey, that works too. Steve Grody. And regarding visualization, Lacosta told Dan, you think about until it's really, really, thing.
Until it.
It's a really, really, okay, yep,
Okay.
okay.
I'm going to tell you who else teaches that, right?
Who's that?
It has nothing to do with martial art. Okay? It has nothing to do with martial art. But it is, for lack of a different expression,
Okay.
It is esoteric Christianity.
Huh.
Okay? Esoteric Christianity teaches the use of imagination.
Okay.
So I'll give you an idea, right? Here's why imagination is the ultimate source. This technology that we are using right now.
Yeah.
Where did it begin?
Imagination.
In someone's imagination.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you find me anything out here in the world that exists that did not first, right?
In somebody's,
right? It could be terrestrial imagination. It could be even divine imagination if you want to go that far.
Sure.
Right? But now here's the thing. So there is specific use of imagination, and there's daydreaming.
Okay.
You see? They're not the same. Specific use of imagination. So dig this, right? Dig this. So we're talking about esoteric Christianity. You know what is you know what they teach as an integral, important component of your imagination sessions?
No, go ahead.
Emotionality.
What was that again? I'm sorry.
Emotionality.
Emotionality. Okay. All right.
So it's not casual daydreaming. It is imagining of the situation with as much sensory, what's the best term? But with a lot of emotion behind it.
Okay.
To the point where it feels like the real thing. That's what Lacoste is talking about.
Okay. What Steve referenced.
Right? You think about it, right? So deeply, and you bring in. I can't remember. Let's say sensory involvement. Right? Okay. So it's like this. Right? It's like this. If I ask you now to imagine biting into an apple.
Okay.
Right? Can you taste it?
If I right as far as the imagination aspect?
Yeah, if I tell you right now, imagine biting into an apple.
Yeah.
Can you taste it?
Sure, based on experience.
Yeah.
Previous experience, sure.
Yeah, right? You see? That's the start of it.
Right.
Because imagine if you were to close your eyes and go into a meditative state and use that experience and that memorization and that and what have you. Right?
Sure.
So when Bruce Lee talks about emotional content, that's instantaneous visualization.
Okay, yes.
You see? That is the allowing of the wanting. That is, so the allowing of the wanting is this. I want to be good at what I'm doing. Allow yourself, right, to want to be good.
Yeah.
A lot of people will tell you, yeah, I want to be good. Okay. What are you doing about that? Right? They want to be good, right? And where's the passion? You know, who do you know ever was good at something that wasn't passionate? Which is why, right? Which is why it pisses me off when people go, oh, don't fuss over JKD. What the heck are you talking about? Everybody else fusses over their thing. Everybody else. Oh, Bruce Lee said Jeet Kune Do is just a name. Don't fuss over it. Yeah, get the hell out of here. Right? Nobody asked my opinion.
Oh, it's funny. Don't.
All right. Oh. Anyhow. All right. So, okay. What else you got on the plate?
That was I gotta get the kids to bed. Oh my gosh, 9:10.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble on my account. Don't do that.
But this was fancy. So what I'm gonna have to do actually, I'm gonna have to take this off your wall and convert it. which shouldn't be an issue, correct? Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what your download.
Use get vid. I use get vid.
Okay.
So, but as long as I can copy the URL, I should be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Which should enable me to do that. I'm not anticipating
that get vid thing work on Facebook URLs. It works on anybody's URL.
I mean, definitely I've used it before. Yeah, I'm just wondering though off your wall, but I think. Well, I'll find out. Let's put it that way.
Well, in any case, I'll download it to it and I'll send it to you.
Or okay, but let me. You know what I'm gonna do is when I get off, I'm just going to hit.
See if you can do it. If not, right.
Yeah, right. If I can't, for sure. But I think it shouldn't be because as long as I can get the URL, I should be fine. As long as I could copy and paste it,
right.
It shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
But this was wonderful. Thank you. I mean, I know we had some troubles.
I answered the stuff about free arrange and pre-arrange, right?
No, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yep.
Because well, whenever you want, man, I'm here. I got nothing to do.
Yeah, no. We're definitely gonna get you back because, and then wait, Steve, wait. Steve goes, wait, I have more.
Hey, Mr. Grody, if you've been on all this time, thank you very much for.
Actually, I think he has, and yeah. I want to thank him too. Thank you, Philando too.
Landers is still on,
and
right?
Steve Landers and Kevin. Yeah, I mean, thanks to all
Porter, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we probably knocked a bunch of people off a long time ago.
But some people say on. Yes, we all need to thank Steve. more ways than one.
Hey, my old friend Victor Rivera was here. Right. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Steve sent me money.
Okay.
Oh my God. All right, well, we have to get his PayPal.
Yeah, royalties galore. Hey, I saw something. I saw something about their 3rd Street promenade was crowded as heck when nobody was practicing physical distancing or social distancing.
Oh, and
yeah,
I was hearing. Yeah,
them California.
Some of that.
What do they know? Anyhow, hey, thanks, Porter.
Yeah. So. But yeah, we're definitely gonna get you back on. That's for absolute sure.
All right, I got stuff.
Yeah, no, thank you, absolutely. And yeah, if I run into trouble converting it, I'll let you know.
Yeah, just message me and I'll hook it up for you, as they say.
All right.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
All right, you gotta close out. Okay, I keep forgetting we're on your wall. All right.
All right.